We asked our native teachers, what is the first thing that comes to mind when they think of Brazil? And these were their answers.
So the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Brazil is how much I want to go there. For the nature, the culture, the beautiful people, all of that. But there's a little plot twist. I once watched a movie called Elite Squad, and ever since I have been terrified of going to Brazil. But at the same time, I still want to go. I think it would be a great adventure.
The thing I love most about Brazil is its fascinating wildlife. Being born in Australia, I have always loved exotic animals. I especially like the poisonous snakes and the venomous spiders found in the Amazon rainforest. In fact, I have a spider of my own. Beautiful.
Ah, Brazil, I couldn't stay afraid of you forever. The only thing that keeps me from living here is that fish that swims up your pee stream.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I think about Brazil is, of course, Brazilian coffee. Brazilian coffee is my favorite drink, and I think it's a lot better than any coffee that is out there. And it's a really important part of my daily routine.
The culture is very interesting. So firstly, when it comes to festivals, typically in the States or in Canada, we only celebrate things for one day. But in Brazil, it can be up to a week, which is pretty crazy.
So when I first started teaching, I thought that Brazil mainly consisted out of rural areas and a few small cities because of all of the agriculture in the country. But I was wrong. Most of my students are from Sao Paulo, and I was very surprised to learn that Sao Paulo is a very, very big city, almost as big as New York.
When I think about Brazil, the first thing that comes to my mind is soccer. By far, Brazil is the most prestigious nation when it comes to soccer. We're talking 5 World Cups. We're talking generational and historic legends and talented players like Pelé, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, and most recently Neymar. However, one player that will always stand out and has a very special place in my heart would be Ronaldinho.
Quer namorar comigo?
Hello. So what comes to mind for me when I think about Brazil has got to be the late Pelé. Pelé was a very great soccer star. He was known internationally for his great soccer skills. So yes, every time I hear about Brazil, that is what comes to mind.
So I know there's a guy named Lula and another Bolsonaro. And if you like the one, you have to hate the other one. And that's all I know.
What comes to my mind when I think about Brazil would be the beautiful nature. I love that there's so many species living in the jungle. I love all of the kinds of birds, and they're so colorful. So I think it's an amazing place to go on a hike.
When thinking about Brazil, the first thing that has always come to mind is the immense diversity and Black culture found within the Brazilian community. Whether it be the food, music, or beautiful Black people within Brazil, it has always seemed like a truly incredible place where differences in culture could be appreciated and shared.
One thing that I'm so excited to visit Brazil just to do, I want to visit all the natural landscapes and forests you guys have. Apart from this, I would also say that one of my favorite things that originally comes from Brazil is samba and música popular de Brasil. I'm not sure of the pronunciation.
Pearl here. So 2 things I love about Brazil is the diversity there. There's a lot of different ethnic groups, different races there. I also love the weather. There's no excess snow. It doesn't get too cold there. So yeah.
When I think of Brazil, I think about the yummy Brazilian nuts there, because I love nuts. And I also think about all the women who used to dance with fruits on their head. It's just so beautiful, and I love the culture there.
I'm really into modeling, and one of my favorite models are actually from Brazil. She's a huge inspiration to me, and her name is Giselle Bündchen.
A lot of times I think that my country is crazy, but I speak to my students, and a lot of times they come back to me and say, Cherokee, your country knows nothing. And they tell me what they do in Brazil. And it's like we've got a competition going, but It's what I love the most about Brazil, really, the people. Thank you.